Hi everybody. Well, it's 2025 and I'm just about to start my first camper van adventure of the year. Hooray! So what I've read on the forums is lots of people have done what they call a shakedown, which is they go away somewhere local for the first night just to make sure everything on the camper van still works and it's all fine. They haven't forgotten anything, and everything's ready to go. I haven't bothered with that. I, I don't need a shakedown, do I? Anyway, no, definitely not. I've got everything. I can't possibly have forgotten anything. And it's 2025, so the weather cannot possibly be as wet as it was last year, can it? So where am I going? I am going to Scotland, or as Igor would have said when he went with Varia to Scotland, Scotland! You have to say it loud and in that accent, apparently. That's what they told him when they hitchhiked up there, which was a crazy thing to do. But they were crazy kids. Anyway, here we go. I'm just about to set off. Well, here I am in Scotland. It's beautiful, really nice. I'm really pleased with the campsite. It's got amazing views and I'm right by the beach, which is fantastic. It only took me 8 hours to get here. 8 hours! But I did have about 25 toilet breaks, so, they take up quite a bit of time. And now I'm all pitched up. So far, I haven't forgotten anything. I've had my tea, veggie burger, very nice, and I'm just settling down with a cup of tea, and then I'm going to watch some TV and go to bed. So far, so good. And look at the weather. It's beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Who'd have thought? Anyway, see you tomorrow. The weather cannot be better at the moment, so I'm just hoping that tomorrow the weather continues to be really good. Well, it's the next day and it's raining. Of course it is. It started raining just as I was having breakfast and about to set off on a walk. It stopped, then it started again, and then it stopped, and now it started again. So I thought, while I'm waiting for it to stop again, let's do some question time.
What are the worst and best bits of camper vanning?
Thank you, Liz. That's a very good question. So I'm going to answer that question in 4 parts. The first part being, what are the best and the worst bits of camper vanning so far on this trip today, or this trip? So I think the best part is I'm right at the far end of the site, and my pitch is the very last pitch. So I've got nobody next to me out here. It's just a bit of field and then some woods. So that's lovely because I'm not disturbed. Just those idiots next door. There's a family there and they're a bit noisy. Well, they're not noisy, to be honest, but they might be. It's early days yet. Let's see. So that's the best part. The worst part is I'm at the far end of the site, which means the toilet block is bloody miles away over there. And if you really need to go, it's a long way to walk or run or trot, I suppose. So those are the best and the worst bits of this trip. The best bits generally and the worst bits generally, I would say the worst bit is forgetting stuff. Now, I've not been camper vanning long, and in my time, I've forgotten a whole load of stuff. This time, for example, I seem to have forgotten to bring an iPhone charging cable. I thought I had probably 2 or 3 with me. Turns out I didn't have any. So luckily I've managed to cobble together some odd bits and pieces that I keep in the van and managed to charge my phone regardless. So that was good. But forgetting stuff, that's grim, especially when it's something like the bedding or your iPhone charging cable. The best, did I say the best bit? That's the worst bit, definitely the worst bit. The best bit, however, is just being away and the freedom and escape and having some quiet time where you don't feel like you've got to do some chores or something. There are loads of chores to do in the camper van, so you still have to do the washing up, unfortunately, and all those sorts of things. And it's a continual struggle to keep the place tidy. But just being away and free in the middle of the countryside, I mean, look at that. Yeah, I know it's raining, but look, it's beautiful. And I'm here for days, so I can't think of what I'd rather be doing. Well, yeah, I can actually. But that aside, this is wonderful. So, good question.
What is the most interesting thing you've either seen or read this week?
Thanks, Liz. Another good question. Interesting. It stopped raining now, so I might go for a walk and have a think about that as I'm walking. It's a very good question. Just off the top of my head, though, I would say the most interesting thing I've read this week is that background radiation in the UK is around 2.7 millisieverts annually, and a PSMA PET scan usually delivers around 5 to 9 millisieverts in one go. So that's between 3 and 5 years-ish of radiation, background radiation equivalent. So that's quite interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go for a walk now because it stopped raining, and I'm going to have another think. Well, it stopped raining, so I'm going for a walk. Very pretty, just by the sea. You can see that's where I'm pitched, and this is a disused railway line, I think. Looks like it anyway. So my walk isn't very far, but I don't know if you can see. It's kind of, it's up there, which isn't very far away, but looks bloody steep. But but apparently the views from the top are amazing, so that'll be fine. I'll let you know how I get on. Okay, this is where we're going. I'm going up Dane Laura. The important thing is it's a Marilyn, but it's not Marilyn Monroe. No, so it's not a Monroe, but it is a Marilyn. Ian wouldn't be impressed. That's the route I'm going to take. And over here it says that there are some workmen doing some stuff at the top. Hope they don't interrupt the walk. And it doesn't affect my plans for today. Which route am I going to take? It's the Coastal Climb Trail. Yeah, a short but what? Steep? Craggy? Hillside? Wow, that doesn't sound good. Eagle's Eye? No, we'll go the Coastal Climb. Let's just check this out. Hang on a second. Hang on. Some heart pumping walks. Oh no. Wow. It said heart pumping. They weren't kidding. But look at that view. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, it's okay. That view is not so wonderful. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but down there is the campsite, and just beyond the campsite you can see an airport. If I'd have known that you could fly up here, I wouldn't have spent 8 hours on the motorway. But still, next time. Oh, great. Uphill again. This one's not too steep though. Let's just hope there's a nice flat bit when I get up here. Oh, might even be downhill. That would be good. Although I suppose I'm not at the top yet, so I've got to keep going. Yes, flattish. That'll do for me. Just look at all these Christmas trees just on the side of the path. If I'd have known, I'd have bought my spade and taken one home for Liz, who's always after a good proper tree. Look at that, that's nice. That one. Amazing. Well, I know where they are. If you fancy an 8-hour trip to get a Christmas tree, Liz, this is your place. Oh my God. I'm just walking along this path. And I think up there is the top. I can just see a little kind of thing on the top. Oh well, here we go. Well, heart pounding that was, but look, I made it. There is that thing. obelisk thing, whatever. I made it all the way to the top. But amazingly, the best view isn't from up there, it's from over there somewhere. So I'm going to go over there in a minute and have a look at that. But first, I'm just going to get to the top. Wow, good walk. So I did that last bit. Fantastic. And this is where the best view is. You know what? They weren't wrong. Well, look at that. So you can see down there is the caravan site. I can't quite see mine, but that's definitely where it is. A bit further up at the airport. Way out to sea over there. And over there is the lock that you drive along as you come into Oban. Oban, I don't know, whatever. Right, I need to stop filming now because I'm down to about 40% on my phone battery. So I need my phone to find the way back. So I think I probably ought to stop filming. What a view though. This really is fantastic. Look at that. Just do another 360. Taken the wonderful spectacle. I don't know if you can see, but behind me, up there somewhere, is the actual top of whatever this place is called. Amazing. Right, let's hope I get back with a little bit left on the phone battery. See you later. Well, I'm back from a walk now, and as you might be able to see, it's raining again. Didn't get very wet when I was walking, luckily. It held off right until the very end of my walk, and then it was just a bit of drizzle. So I'm glad that I didn't get too wet, and I'm sure you're glad for me as well. So I've been thinking about Liz's question. Obviously, nothing else has been through my mind at all. I think the reason I was thinking about or reading about radiation was I read that bananas are radioactive. I think they contain potassium-40, which is radioactive, and a single banana will give you about 0.1 millisieverts of radioactivity, which is about the same as a chest x-ray. And large bunches of bananas have been known to set off Geiger counters at airports and stuff. So I think that's why I was thinking about radioactivity. While I think about it, just in case you thought my maths was a bit suspect when I was talking about a PSMA scan being the equivalent of 5 years background radiation, in Worcestershire, the background radiation is quite a bit lower than the national average, certainly lower than somewhere like Cornwall, that's got lots of natural radon, which is radioactive, as we all know. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I do seem to be spending a lot of time today thinking about it. Anyway, Worcester's background radiation is considerably lower than the national average, so it does work out to be about between 3 and 5 years of background radiation for a PSMA PET scan. A CT scan of the abdomen and thorax, I think, gives you something like 10 millisieverts. So that's definitely sort of 5 or 6 years worth of background radiation in one go. I think you get one of those every time you have a fraction of radiotherapy. So that's something interesting to think about, isn't it? Anyway, on a happier subject, I'm going to have my tea in a minute. So I hope you've enjoyed the pictures of the walk I did. It was really good fun, and it's so beautiful up here. It's really nice. And I'll see what the weather brings for tomorrow. I've got a feeling it's going to rain again. So I don't know, might just have a day off tomorrow. I feel pretty knackered after that walk, I have to say. it certainly was heart-pounding. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Hello. Well, it's Thursday and it's raining. Who'd have thought it would be raining in Scotland in 2025? Anyway, while I'm waiting for the rain to stop, which I hope it's going to stop this afternoon, I thought it's about time we did some Inspect-a-Gadget. Yeah. I love Inspect-a-Gadget. Right, so last time I showed you my pop-up traffic cone thing that's for reserving your spot when you go out. And the reason for the pop-up aspect of it is space is at a premium in a camper van. God knows I spend half my time trying to put stuff away and the other half trying to find where things are. So space is at a premium. Everything has to earn its place. So what you end up doing is getting a lot of stuff which is collapsible. So I just thought I'd show you some of the collapsible things I've got. So first of all, I've got a set of these, some of which are actually in use in the fridge. Say collapsible container. These are great, but as I found out yesterday, when you put the lid on and you press it down to make a good seal, it does what it's supposed to and collapses and all the stuff inside comes out. But still, a collapsible container, very useful. This, as you can probably see, is a collapsible colander. This is great, except the holes are a bit too big and rice goes through the holes. And seeing as there's one thing that I cook that needs a colander, it's rice. So it looks good, doesn't take up much space, but it's not very practical. The next thing, and I've got two of these, is a collapsible washing up bowl. Everybody has these. Look at that. That's good, isn't it? Saves a lot of space. The reason I've got two is you put all your stuff, all your dirty stuff in there to take it to the pot wash, and you take the other one with you, so you've got a bowl to wash stuff up in when you get there, and then you bring them both back. So that's all good, but by far the most useful collapsible thing I've got, and my favourite thing, is this, which is a collapsible kettle. I use this multiple times a day, and as you know, I've got a lot of stuff I don't use very much or is actually crap. So this is worth its weight in gold. It's slow because it's quite a low wattage one, and it doesn't hold very much water. So, you know, it's not perfect, but takes up next to no space when it's collapsed. And it's very useful for making my coffee in the morning. There, that's Inspect-a-Gadget for this time. Yep, it's raining today, so I've just come down to the beach to look at the rain. Not doing much today really. This is the campsite, and there you can see me. Yeah, so not much to do today. I think I might look for a nice stone plenty on here. Well, I tried cycling to Port Appin, as Catherine recommended. I'm nearly there, I'm so close, but it's now started raining, properly raining. So, sorry, I'm going to give up for today and I might try again tomorrow. It's very nice though, look at that. Can you believe it? 10 minutes after I turned round, bloody sun came out. Now it's glorious again. Well, I'm not turning around again, but it's still very pretty around here. Still, back home and get some tea. So yeah, that was Oban. Yeah, nice-ish place. Good for about 90 minutes, unless you're in a hurry, in which case you could probably do it in an hour. Or you want a leisurely coffee, in which case, hour and 45 minutes. Unless you're a great fan of Wetherspoons, in which case the days are just not long enough. Anyway, quite pretty. The harbour's quite nice here, you can see. That's pretty, isn't it? Quite busy now. The sun's out and it's been a nice day, a nice morning. So yeah, now it's back to the campsite and decide what I'm going to do this afternoon. Well, the end of my trip to Oban. It's so beautiful up here. I hope I'll come back again at some point. Tomorrow morning, I've just got to pack up and then head off. 7.5, 8 short hours and I'll be back at home. Can't wait. But I'll be sad to leave all this. Lovely. You see, I chained my bike to a tree to make it easier to get to. Anyway, goodbye Scotland. See you again sometime. Cheers.